Right now, somewhere in your day, you are going to reach for your phone for no reason at all. You won't even notice you're doing it. Your thumb will move before your brain catches up. You'll open an app you already checked 5 minutes ago. Nothing changed. You just felt a flicker of emptiness and needed it gone. But the real answer to why you do this is far stranger than a bad habit. It starts more than 500,000 years ago, long before phones, before language, before fire was ever tamed in most corners of the world. Boredom feels like a modern curse. It feels like something invented by traffic jams and waiting rooms and slow Wi-Fi. But boredom is ancient. It is older than agriculture, older than cities, older than most of what you'd call human. And it did not appear as a flaw. It appeared as a tool. Picture an early hominin, roughly 500,000 years ago, somewhere in the grasslands of what is now East Africa. No screens, no books. No conversation, not really, not in the way you'd understand it. Just heat, grass, distant animals, and long stretches of nothing happening. What did that brain do with all that empty time? It turns out quite a lot. The psychologist John Eastwood, who has spent years studying boredom at York University, describes it as a signal, not a punishment. It is your mind telling you that your current activity is not using your attention in a meaningful way. It is a nudge, move, explore. Change something. For a creature with no predators actively chasing it and no immediate task in front of it, that nudge had somewhere very specific to go. It went into the hands. Stone tool sites from this period show something curious. Early humans weren't just making tools because they were starving or being hunted. Many of these sites show tools that are more refined than survival strictly required. Extra symmetry. Extra shaping. Edges worked smoother than necessary for the task at hand. Some researchers argue this is evidence of something we'd now recognize instantly: idle hands doing something anyway. Why would a brain evolve to feel restless during downtime? Because restlessness moves you. And in a world without guarantees, staying still was the actual danger. An early human who sat motionless for hours conserved energy, sure. But it also missed the fruit tree 2 ridges over. It missed the shift in animal migration. It missed the new source of water after the rains changed course. Boredom, uncomfortable as it feels, is the brain refusing to let you waste your one advantage: time spent noticing things other creatures don't bother to notice. The developmental psychologist Alison Gopnik has spent decades studying how young children explore the world, and her research offers a strange mirror here. Children explore chaotically. They wander, poke, break, rebuild, repeat. It looks pointless. It looks frankly bored. But Gopnik's work suggests this apparent aimlessness is actually a search algorithm. The child brain is testing the world to build a model of how it works, long before that knowledge is needed for survival. Now stretch that logic back 500,000 years. An early human standing in the shade with nothing urgent to do wasn't just wasting time. Their brain, still shaped by the same ancient architecture, may have been doing exactly what a bored toddler does today: testing. Turning a rock over. Snapping a branch just to hear the sound. Following an animal not to hunt it, but simply to see where it goes. This is where something remarkable starts to take shape. Because that kind of undirected curiosity, repeated across millions of individuals over hundreds of thousands of years, is not neutral. It compounds. The anthropologist Richard Wrangham has argued that some of the most important human developments, from cooking to social structure, likely emerged not from desperate necessity, but from exactly this kind of low-stakes experimentation during downtime. Nobody was starving the day they first left food too close to a fire and noticed it tasted different. Nobody was fighting for their life the first time they braided grass together just to see if it would hold its shape. These were bored hands doing something anyway, and stumbling into discoveries that no emergency could have produced. Here's the part that should genuinely unsettle you. Every single tool, every fire, every early shelter design, all of it had to be invented once, by someone with nothing forcing them to invent it in that exact moment. Necessity gets the credit in the textbooks. But necessity rarely invents anything. Necessity just recognizes what boredom already built. So what did ancient humans actually do when they were bored? They fidgeted with the world. They chipped stone into slightly different shapes just to see. They traced patterns in dirt with a stick. They mimicked animal calls not to hunt, but because the sound was interesting to make. They sat in groups and long before language as we know it, likely gestured, mimicked, and performed for each other. Some early sites even show scratch patterns on stone and shell, deliberate, repeated, with no survival function whatsoever. Marks made simply because a mind needed somewhere to put its restlessness. This is the strange, quiet inheritance sitting inside you right now. Your brain did not evolve to sit still and stare at nothing. It evolved to treat stillness as a problem to be solved. When you feel that itch, that low hum of unease during a boring meeting or a slow afternoon, you are not broken. You are running software that is over 500,000 years old, software built by ancestors who survived precisely because they could not tolerate wasted time. The tragedy is what modern life did to that ancient signal. Your ancestors' boredom pointed outward, toward rocks, rivers, unexplored ridgelines, other minds to mimic and learn from. Your boredom points at a rectangle of glass that gives you the feeling of exploration without any of the discovery. Same ancient itch. Completely different scratch. Think about the last time you felt truly, deeply bored and let it sit instead of reaching for distraction. Did an idea show up? Did you suddenly notice something in the room you'd walked past 100 times? That's not coincidence. That is 500,000 years of evolutionary pressure, still fully operational, still trying to do its job. Somewhere in East Africa, 500,000 years ago, a bored mind picked up a stone for no reason at all, turned it over twice, and shaped an edge that didn't need to exist yet. That small, unnecessary act sits at the root of nearly everything you now call civilization. And tonight, when you feel that same restless itch and your thumb drifts toward your phone without permission, you won't be doing anything new. You'll just be answering an ancient question the exact same way your ancestors did, except this time, the world isn't asking anything back.